She sank down on the homespun blanket, covering the feather tick. With stilted motions, she removed her coat and let it flop onto the bed. She sat, staring at the plain plaster wall. What would she do now? She wondered for the 100th time. She wrinkled her brow as she considered her limited options. She could press on to Oklahoma and claim land, as she and Rodney had planned. But she had no desire to do this on her own. And how would she take care of a homestead? Her education, well-rounded even by Boston standards, hadn't included the skills needed for planting and plowing. She could pay someone to take her to one of the larger towns nearby, where she could purchase a train ticket back to Boston. But who would welcome her? Rodney's parents had disowned him the moment he announced his intention to leave for Oklahoma. They wouldn't desire her company now that Rodney and the children were gone. Her brother and his wife would not want her either. They had been only too glad to see her married to Rodney and out of their house. Nothing awaited her in Boston. Staying here was the only choice. But staying presented a whole other set of problems. Most of the money Rodney had planned to use to start their farm remained in a hidden pocket of her reticule. A sizable sum it was, but even a sizable sum would be depleted if it did not replace itself. Given time, she would have no way to pay even for this humble hotel room. If she were to stay, she would need a means of support. But there seemed to be no opportunities available here. Her mind replayed the response given at every place of business. A firm "no help needed," coupled with a look of distrust. Did they sense the stench of death she carried? Suddenly, unbidden, a row of grave markers appeared in her memory, the first carved with the name of her husband, and 4 smaller ones carved with the names of her children. With a groan, Summer threw herself across the bed. Her nostrils filled with the musty odor of the old tick. She bent her elbow and buried her face in its curve as tears overflowed, soaking the sleeve of her dress. "Oh, God in heaven," she begged aloud, "why did you not take me too? It is surely a punishment I know I deserve, but don't leave me here alone. Let me be with my children." Sobs racked her body until blessed sleep finally claimed her. Peter Ollenbuger entered the hotel lobby, sweeping the hat from his head the moment he stepped over the threshold. He unbuttoned his jacket with one hand, glad to be out of the biting wind. The good sense of sauerkraut, sausage, and potatoes greeted his nose, and the temptation to seat himself in the dining room and order a dinner was great. Swallowing, he reminded himself that Thomas and Großmutter waited at home, with beans and salt pork boiling on the back of the stove. He turned his attention away from Martha Harms's cooking and focused instead on the hotel clerk. His boots clumped against the wooden floor as he crossed to the desk. "Guten Tag, Bernard." Bernard Harms blinked behind round-lensed spectacles. "Why, Peter, what brings you into the hotel? You have daylight hours yet to make it home." Peter chuckled. "Nein, I am not checking in. You are right, it would be foolish. I am here to—" He scratched his head. What he was planning to propose would start the townspeople's tongues to wagging for sure. Ja, here too." Peter felt heat climb the back of his neck. "I am here to talk to that Frau whose family is buried east of town." Bernard's eyebrows neatly disappeared into his hairline. The heat in Peter's neck increased. "Ach, Bernard, I know what thought you have. Put it from your mind." He coiled his fingers around his hat. "My son has been home since he broke his ribs. He is behind on schoolwork, and this I do not like. I cannot help